YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage back in Napoleon Total War, and this is the second battle of the Balkan rebels that I'm being forced to play. I'm already starting to mow down what little was left of their hussars. I'm surprised 6 of them lived. It took a lot of fire, but they've surrendered now. Yeah, basically I wanted to start here so that you didn't have to watch like the 4 or 5 minutes worth of fast forwarding that I had to do to get to this point. There's still going to be more fast forwarding because the AI is extremely derpy. Derpity derp derp. That's what they do best. This is a big failing of this army to not have cavalry so that I can run these guys down. Alright, so my long-range rifles are going to open fire, and as soon as I think their guys... Actually, I'm going to go ahead and pull back because my rifles probably can't reload by the time they get into range. And I don't want them to get free shots on my line infantry with their stray bullets. So it's usually better to pull back, let your full line get some shots, and then I can move the long-range rifles back in front in light infantry doctrine. I told you not to fire at will, please. Thank you. Okay, now that they're completely in range, we can run forward. Put those guys back and fire at will. Same thing here, run forward. Fire at will. So yeah, the enemy troops are getting shredded by canister shot, which is exactly the way I like my enemies, being shredded by canister shot. Die, chumps! Yeah, so you can see the Balkan rebels out there sporting some nice red uniforms. Uniforms that will be further red with their own blood here momentarily, because this cannon's lining up on them pretty nicely. Oh, you know they felt that. Get them. Yes! Anyway, this is my kind of battle. Dead rebels everywhere. Flee. Flee for your lives. Okay, they're finally going to send up some of their other units. They've got these hussars and stuff that have just been sitting in the back, and they also have cannons. We'll have to deal with the cannons, but I want to wait until everything's dead first. I don't want to have to worry about hussars on approach. So we're just going to pause, let it come back in. Their hussars ought to get taken down pretty handily by all the combined fire from line and rifles. There's a second unit roaming in, but same thing ought to happen to them. Yeah, the combined fire of light infantry with line infantry is pretty devastating. Not much that's going to survive for very long in that scenario. So again, though, look at the balance of power here. So clearly the auto-resolve is taking cannons pretty highly into its consideration. So that's obviously what is creating the disparity, it seems like. So maybe more cannons would allow me to easily auto-resolve. I don't know. I'm just trying to take some guesses as to what might be causing it. Anyway, I do need to get over here and kill those cannons, but I will kind of crop this out and show you when we get there. Alright, I'm back. We are busy killing what's left of the enemy. Of course, their cannons are going to get a lot of canister shot off, which is frustrating. But as soon as we connect in melee, this battle will be quite over. This hussar unit, though, was able to rout one of my lines, but it's not going to get the other one. It is in square, and then their cannons have now all been overtaken in melee. Their hussar bodyguard back here does concern me a little bit. I can't go into square with these units at the time, so we need to get out of melee mode. Their cannons actually just won that fight in melee versus my Hungarian Fusiliers. I need to learn the hotkey for square because I'm not getting into it fast enough. Took a charge from their hussars there. Yeah, you can see that cannons do cause big morale hits. Those hussars are going to die a gruesome death, and this cannon is going to die. And now, as soon as I'm out of combat, so Shift 8, what a handy hotkey for square. Being very sarcastic, that's a horrible hotkey for square. I mean, what, Shift 8? Really? CA, please. I'm going to steal that one from Maximus. Alright, so, as expected, massive victory over the rebels, but again, not according to the auto-resolve, who thought that that was practically impossible. Prague is besieged. This army is now retraining, and these guys, of course, still got away with 5 or 6 units, even though they have been massacred twice now. If I lose any of these units in the auto-resolve, I'm going to be furious. I did not, but I probably took more casualties than I deserved. The auto-resolve is absolutely redonkulous. I will play some of these battles on my own and cut them out so you all don't have to see all that, but it is still pretty wildly frustrating. All I have here is some town watch units basically to take care of this. I've got, so France is going to blockade my port here just to be frustrating. And that's fine. They can do that if they want. It's about all they're going to be able to do. All we're retraining here is a few Jaegers. We've got a pretty large Swiss army up there. And I had some troops on the way, it seemed like. Where did they go? Here they are. Yeah, that's right. So I had a bunch of line infantry on the way to Milan, and I'll join them there. So, since we have a little money, how many turns? For 4 turns to surrender there. So we have time to take this little army that no longer needs to support this group. And someone suggested you can disband cannons. You can, but the cannons are actually pretty helpful, but they're correct. I mean, the cannons are also very expensive from an upkeep standpoint. So, understandable. I'd like to have some cavalry. I don't know how many of these guys we can recruit all in the same turn. I'll just go ahead and spend my money recruiting up these units, so in 2 turns we got enough to help defend Prague, and then we'll send that army back forward to help support here. We are probably a couple of turns, yeah, 2 turns from having a couple of merchant ships, and we will immediately send them down to take control of this trade post and see how much money we can generate off of that. But at least the rebellion's over in Belgrade, and we can try and push up and take more Ottoman territory. It might be good to see if we could go ahead and take Athens and then double back up and just try and finish off the Ottomans, really. The quicker we finish them off and take their lands, the better, because we can have the money. And obviously, I like money. Money's good. Money's great. Oh man, Air's going to be kind of a dingbat tonight, folks. I am enjoying this throwback to Napoleon. It took me a while to get used to. The campaign is so different from what I'm used to in the newer games, and it makes me appreciate the newer games to a certain extent, because we rag on them a lot, and deservedly so sometimes. But at the same time, there's a lot of things in here that are very fun, and I enjoy it. Like, I love the line battles. Absolutely love the line battles. They are quite good. So we got research going on at 3 different universities. That is good. I would like to upgrade all of them, and we probably can. We'd have to kind of do it slowly over time. To me, it seems like it would be a worthwhile upgrade. We are going to need to kill the Swiss, and it probably wouldn't hurt to go ahead and push Stuttgart if these troops are retrained enough, and I think they are. We've got a few units down, but not a whole lot. Should be survivable. If the French attack me here, I will have to fight a defense, but after a couple of turns, well, I mean, I wonder if I could attack him with what I have here and actually win. Just a general staff, so probably not. They've got 2 line infantry. That would be pretty dangerous. Well, I mean, it's just 2 line infantry. If I can lure into the city, I can probably shoot him to death. Let's see. If I come in from... Oh, I might get intercepted. I didn't. There. Yeah, let's just see what happens. I'm still recruiting troops to help them. I've got 1 turn left, I think, before I get my merchant ships. Part of me is wondering whether I should just go ahead and start upgrading universities. I'd like to kill this little Ottoman raiding force here. Let's go ahead and take care of that. I don't even think that the terrible auto-resolve in this game will punish me that bad and let them win. But hey, you never know. You never know, folks. Actually, I should probably recruit some cavalry into this army so that we can run down enemy forces. And it wouldn't hurt to have another couple of lines in that army too. So let's get our armies situated. That'll eat up some of our available income, but it'll be worth it in the end, I think. So can we trade with anybody that we're not trading with? Yes. Got the Hessens here and the Papal States. So let's get some trade agreements open. Absolutely. Excellent. That is not going to bother me one bit. Plus, when we go down and capture that spice trade, now we'll have more people to trade it with and hopefully increase our trade income. So I think we should find ourselves in quite a bit better shape here, which is going to be fun. Seems like France is certainly still being annoying, but they have not been like as bad as they could be here. So I've got this large force now that can march on the Swiss, and I think they're far enough away that these guys can't join them. The French have kind of come outside their city there, which might have been a mistake. Let's go ahead and start pushing forward into Swiss territory. See if we can maybe even get them to attack us. Our merchant ships are ready, so let's get them headed towards the trade port. I've only got 2, but hey, it's a start. We'll take anything we can get at this point. So 2 turns and we will have them down on the trade node. Probably wouldn't hurt to go ahead and upgrade the barracks there. Oh, there's a whole dang Ottoman army behind me here. Wow. Well, we better get back up here. Let's see. They might make a run on Transylvania. Wow, that is a big Ottoman army. Though I can see a bunch of peasant levy, which is going to be good news for me. Let's kind of sit here on the backside of this bridge. I don't know if that'll tempt them to come after me or not. Do we have to stand on the bridge? I think, yeah, there we go. So maybe if they attack me, that'll be a bridge battle. I've got troops recruiting to come help me there. Okay. Alright, we have a little bit of money left. Might as well use it to just, I don't know if this is the best use or not, but it's actually not. Probably better off to build the cobbled roads there. That's probably what we should focus on. Let's get cobbled roads everywhere. That'll help my replenishment, help my movement, all that other kind of stuff. Surrender demanded. I will not give you the surrender. And I've got some reinforcing troops, so we can push the French off of us. Well, unless that was the last turn to surrender, which it might have been. I don't know. I haven't been paying attention. So we'll see. My people are besieged, but hey, who's keeping track? It's no big deal. You can eat some rats and, you know, bugs, whatever else you can find. I mean, it's not my fault if you're running out of food. Workers rioted here, so that's great. Let's repair the magistrate. We could end up with the rebellion there, unfortunately. I'm still trying to recruit militia, but it got put on hold because the workers rioted and damaged the building. So we may have to put down a rebellion back here, unfortunately. Yeah, this army can't move there to do anything about it. This is a lot of Swiss troops. It is a whole lot of Swiss troops. Though I feel like we could beat them in open combat, especially if I'm able to maybe get over here. Sabotage army. Mission successful. Well, that's good news. A lot of French troops back there. Let's take care of a couple of things. Number one, I don't want these French getting past me here. They're going to run off and retreat. I'm sure all kinds of jokes could be made about that. Poor French, never going to hear the end of it. Let's head back here for now. Actually, I may go ahead and try and push Württemberg. Let's. We've got the cobbled roads almost finished there, and that will definitely help in terms of getting our troops retrained as well. They're going to get their reinforcements even though I sabotage the army. Which is irritating. There's no need for me to attack them. I'm going to continue the siege and see if we can pull them out. And let's see. That Ottoman army almost kind of looks like it wants to... I could catch it from behind here. But then I can't get my reinforcing troops. I could actually, I think I could get around it. I can. But where else did my troops get trained at? Those troops are trying to come there. That cavalry's trying to go there. I definitely need to put some extra forces together. We need some cavalry in this army before we can really successfully hold off the Ottomans. Let me just see where everybody can move. If I go... So the Ottomans may come up and take Budapest. But we could come here and actually get some of the new troops embedded so that if we were to actually have to fight the Ottomans, we'd be in better shape because I'd have 2 more cavalry units here. And then we've got a line unit coming from over here as well. So we will take care of that. We've got the roads. And the roads would be super handy there. And we probably ought to do it here too. Just anywhere where I'm fighting the Ottomans, we probably ought to try and upgrade the roads because it'll speed the recovery of my troops. And like I said, that's going to be absolutely critical if I'm to have any success. I'm going to actually start training another merchant trade ship here so that we can get more on the way. Okay, let's see what happens on this turn in. We should get some action from the AI. Oh crap, I forgot to attack there. Prague may end up having to surrender and then I just have to take it back. I'm going to get the poor people there murdered. Jeez. Oh, this is so like me. Alright, so the Swiss are going to counterattack me, and this is good. I want to take a defensive position with my cannons. They don't have any cannons. I'm going to be able to pour shrapnel shot all over these guys and get my lines nice and spread out, so it should be a good deal. I'm going to start the battle, and then I will cut you all back in when it's about to take place. Alright, folks, I'm back. The battle started. The AI is approaching me in some kind of nincompoopish formation here. I've had to go into square, though, because their cavalry's here. Unfortunately, that means it's going to get my own guys shot. I'm going to see if I can get around their cavalry and into the back of their line, because their cavalry seems to be pretty fixated on my infantry. This one can go back into a standard formation. I should be able to get onto the flank of their infantry now. My cannons are targeting the enemy general, and we've almost killed him. He's routed now, so I can just go to fire at will, canister shot, cease, fire at will. So now I can just start unloading canister all over the Swiss troops. Let's get these guys out of square, push forward. And I'm going to just start wrapping up the Swiss line. You can see in the middle, they're just getting wrecked by canister shot. We need to pull my light infantry back here so that they have to move forward in range of my lines. And I'm just going to keep wrapping them up with my cavalry. I can push these guys back forward now. Yeah, their infantry is just getting completely wrapped up. Let's get this cavalry out here to the flank for support. Battle's going very well so far. No need. Let's just start running these infantry up into flanking positions. I'm going to go back here. Smash that line infantry that's trying to line up. All 3 of these now can start to wrap up hard. So let's just keep giving... Oh, crap. Well, okay, those guys routed. Just bring in more cavalry attacks. But yeah, with the death of the Swiss general, basically their whole army's crumbling. Hardcore. So let's just start chasing routing troops. I think they have reinforcements that'll start coming on the field. They do. They're coming on from over there. So we just need to be aware of them as we're chasing routing troops. Let's not get my own cavalry too killed here. That's what I'm accomplishing right now, so I want to get out of there. Just kind of let the Swiss troops rout a little. I don't know what their reinforcements are going to do. I can go ahead and pull these guys back, I think. Like I said, I'm just going to keep running down, routing line units, get as many kills as I can. There are more Lancer Cav, General Staff, just different units coming onto the battlefield. Let's go off fire at will, back to round shot. I'll choose my targets. I'm going to shatter all these Swiss line units, preferably. But like I said, we will kill as many of them as we can, too. Let's go chase this one now. Okay, that enemy cavalry is getting near. The terrain kind of blocks my shots here, so I obviously didn't choose the best position here, but it'll be alright. Let's lure that cavalry back over here to be shot. I don't want to fight it on the open field. Actually, it's not even coming towards me, so back to work. Or nope, now it is. It can't make up its mind. Alright, get back over here. I want to shoot the Swiss cavalry. Like I said, I do not want it getting anywhere near my cavalry. Okay, now it appears to be fixated once again on my cannons and stuff, so we'll just let them have it. There's some Swiss lines coming in over here. Let's not let them just get in a straight
their general, sir. Now they must
shootout fight. That was the general staff. It's now dead. Notice I said was their general staff. We're going to keep chasing routing line units over here because there's hundreds of kills to be had. Wow, that's some long-range canister shot going on there. Cease fire. These guys are forming into square, so the AI is obviously extremely competent here. Forming into a square when my cavalry's not even on that side of the battlefield.
Glorious victory, sir, is soon to be yours.
All those Swiss troops are routing. So I think we've gained, quite obviously, a very decisive victory here. How many troops are we still chasing up over here? It takes a long time to kill routing troops. Because your guy's getting some derpy formations sometimes.
The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest a while.
Well, they can stop and take a rest when they're done killing all the Swiss. I want to lure these Swiss into a fight that is not very favorable for them. Doing a little bit of friendly fire to myself here. It's probably not good. Okay, we shot those guys up. Let's just get back in line over here. Except let's fold this back a little where maybe we can get
men are fatigued, sir, and must
better terrain for shooting. Alright. So we killed a lot of the routing troops over here. Let's let our cavalry come back to a more central location and rest a little. And let's let all these Swiss lines that are coming on have to hopefully come within range of my artillery. I'll go ahead and put them on round shot, let them fire at will. They won't get a lot of kills, but we can go ahead and start trying. Just look at those cannonballs skipping everywhere. Yeah, the AI is trying to bring all of its reinforcements up. Hopefully they'll come here towards my cannons. That would be much preferred for me. And let's get these two Grenzers and see if we can get some nice cross shots in that direction. There we go. And I'll have my cavalry ready to run them down. Cannons, switch to canister. Getting somewhat close. Not really sure. We'll actually switch back to round shot if they're going to sit there. Go ahead. Get what few kills I can. Now we can switch to canister. They're about to come in range. Good grief, AI. How long does it take you to make a dang move? I cut a lot of this out so y'all didn't have to see it, but yeah, the AI is kind of nincompoopish. That's a nice way of putting it, of course, too. That's an air way of putting it, obviously. Yeah, we're going to pull out here and take the flank on these guys. There we go. Alright, these guys are taking canister shot pretty bad now. Down to 87 men already, and this unit's going to get itself severely outflanked. Okay, well, that is if I move up this unit far enough to fire. There we go. Light infantry needs to fall back. And the Grenzers can fall back. Pull the enemy line infantry forward. Yeah, this unit just got wrecked by 3 at once. And these lines here... let's fall back this way. Okay, yeah, so we've got the enemy definitely destroyed here. And now what we want to do is just take everybody off of fire at will. I'm going to continue the battle just momentarily. Yeah, when I said off fire at will, I kind of meant it. I really don't want my cavalry getting shot to death. And let's send our general out to do some of the killing here as well. Alright, now we just fast forward and finish these guys off real quick. hundreds of kills to be had here, and we certainly want to get all of them. You can see the chevrons climbing on my men.
Attack.
Was it Empire Total War where your guys could take casualties while they were chasing down routing units? Because that was annoying. Okay, where'd those routing troops go off to? Over here. Here they are. It's 47 men trying to get away alive. Run them down! Dirtbags. Looks like my generals had pretty good success on that unit too. Let's just make sure this last one over here... No, it got to the red line, so we're good. Let's quit the battle. So, decisive victory over the Swiss. So we're going to pick up 1,860 kills there with our men mostly intact. Just a few casualties. Massive defeat of the Swiss. The Ottomans look like they are going to... And I'm not going to give them the surrender. Yeah, and they didn't attack, which is stupid because now I'm going to be able to put my army together and actually fight them. Did end up with a rebellion down here. Let's see how severe it is. If it's another full stack of... Yep. It's another giant stack of well-armed, I say that well-equipped. Just militia, fortunately, but still. But that does mean that we can finish off Switzerland. If we liberate Switzerland, they become our protectorate, and they could potentially help me against France. I'm going to do this momentarily. I don't expect this to work out well in the end, but the reason I'm going to do this is because I need to just leave this region completely unoccupied, and if the French want to come kill the Swiss, they'll take some losses doing it. So I'm going to liberate them. It actually gets me a couple of units, which might come in handy too. And let's just basically get ready to roll over here to take out these rebels who are no doubt going to try and take my settlement. But that means that Switzerland is now a protectorate of ours, so let's try and take advantage of that. They're unfriendly with me, but maybe if we get some trade and other stuff going with them, they will be more friendly. I mean, if they become a good protectorate, I'm fine with that. You know, completely fine with it. And we have that trade route open now, so let's check out what that does for us up here in government. So trade, we are now trading spices are okay. Man, if we get a hold of some ivory, wow, 57 or 53. 13 pounds. Looks like my trade route to Russia is blocked, but we are exporting some spices to Prussia and Denmark and Great Britain. So we got a lot of supply. Unfortunately, I can't send all that supply out. But we've got the ability to train more merchant ships here, though. So I would like to do that. Let's keep as many of these trading as we can, and let's find out where that ivory is at. Tunis is coffee. Coffee, spices, ivory. So right here at Oran. Man, if we could get a hold of that trade port, that would be brilliant, because that ivory is worth a fortune, and we could get rich very quickly off such a thing. That would be pretty nice. So yeah, I think that's all the time I have for this episode. Hope you all enjoyed it. We are going to move up here to help get rid of the Ottoman threat at Hungary. I'm going to keep these units moving together. I'm going to actually let the Ottomans stay here for a moment, because again, I'm just gathering strength to my forces. Nothing wrong with that. I did some training. Where else can we build? Let's just keep focusing on building up these cobbled roads. And like I said, see you back next time. HeirofCarthage signing out.